She told me he was an upgrade. Her exact words, better than you. Not kinder. Not more affectionate. Just, better. A cold, jagged word that sliced straight through everything I thought we'd built together. She didn't say it out of spite or frustration. Her tone was calm, eerily calm, like she'd practiced the line in the mirror. We were sitting in the same cozy cafe where we'd shared our first date. I thought she brought me there out of nostalgia, maybe to spark something meaningful. But she was there to break us. To cut the cord. To look me in the eye and say I wasn't enough anymore. I didn't mean for this to happen, she muttered, fidgeting with her spoon. But it did, I replied, my voice quiet but steady. She nodded, almost solemnly. He makes me feel alive. That was the final blow. Alive. As if the past 2 years I spent pouring my soul into her were lifeless. As if the love, the safety, the attention I gave her meant nothing. I walked out of that cafe in a daze, like I was trapped in a dream that refused to let me wake. My feet carried me forward, but my chest felt hollow. Her voice kept playing on a loop in my head. He's better. Better how? Was he richer? Taller? More charming? I never asked. I didn't want to know. Maybe I was afraid she'd give me an answer I couldn't recover from. Maybe deep down, I feared she was right. She moved on fast. I saw the photos online. His arm around her waist, her smile brighter than I'd ever seen. It felt cruel, like I'd only been a stepping stone to something shinier. Something more. I won't lie, it broke me. I couldn't eat. Days passed without appetite, without sleep. My friends did what they could, beer nights, random movies, long drives, but the grief clung to me like a second skin. Every time I came home, the silence was unbearable. It smelled like her perfume. It lay on her side of the bed. It whispered what-ifs into my ears until morning. She never reached out. Not a single message. Not even a birthday wish. Eventually, I stopped waiting for one. So I shifted my focus inward. Not for her, not with hopes of getting her back, but because I needed to remember what wholeness felt like. I started going to the gym. I traveled a bit. Picked up photography. I unfollowed her. Blocked updates. If she'd found happiness, I decided, she could keep it. I deserved my own peace. It wasn't a straight path. Healing rarely is. But it worked. Slowly. I found joy in small things. Quiet mornings with coffee, hikes alone in the woods, laughter from strangers in a park. I got to know myself again. A self I had lost trying to be everything for someone else. Then, almost exactly a year later, she messaged me. Can we talk? I stared at the notification for a long time. My first instinct was to ignore it. I owed her nothing. But curiosity, that old familiar trait, got the better of me. We met again. Same cafe. Full circle. This time, she didn't stride in with the same confident air. She moved cautiously, like someone who knew they no longer belonged in the place they once ruled. Her eyes looked worn. Her smile was weak. Thanks for meeting me, she said softly. I nodded. Said nothing. I'm not here to make excuses, she continued, her hand trembling as she stirred her tea. I need to say this again. I waited. I thought he was better, she said, voice cracking. But he wasn't. Not even close. I looked at her. Didn't blink. He made everything feel exciting at first, like every day was a thrill. But that kind of excitement doesn't last. And when it faded, what was left wasn't love. It was chaos. He cheated. Lied. Broke things I didn't know could be broken. And by the time I realized what I gave up, you were gone. She reached across the table, but I didn't move. I'm sorry, she whispered. I hurt you. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't even deserve another chance. I was selfish. But I miss you. Every single day. And if there's even the smallest piece of you that still feels anything for me, please. Her words dissolved into sobs. I should have felt triumphant. Should have tasted satisfaction. After all, she left me shattered. And now here she was, crumbling in front of me. But all I felt was peace. A kind of quiet, steady calm. like the storm had finally passed and I was above the clouds, breathing again. I didn't speak right away. I looked at her, really looked. The woman who once called me her whole world. The one who left for a thrill. Now here she sat, asking for a piece of something she destroyed. I'm not angry anymore, I finally said. But I'm not the person you walked away from. She nodded, tears tracing her cheeks. I loved you, I said. God, I really did. And for a long time, I hoped you'd come back. I imagined this moment. Thought maybe you'd apologize. Say you made a mistake. But now that you're here, I've realized something. What? She asked, barely above a whisper. I'm okay without you. She covered her face and cried quietly. Her shoulders shook. I'm glad you found your truth, I added. But I don't want the ring. I don't want the maybe this time story. I want peace. And I found it. We sat in silence for a while. But it wasn't the kind that hurt. It wasn't awkward or empty. Just quiet. Honest. She stood slowly and wiped her face. I wish you the best, she said. You too. She walked out without turning back. And for the first time, I didn't watch her leave. I stayed. Finished my coffee. Stepped outside and let the cold air fill my lungs. It felt like tasting freedom for the first time. She once said he was better. But a year later, she came back crying.